never know. We're always working on it. We're almost there, Dad. We're almost there. We're working on it. It is late. Boy, it's late for me, an old guy. Like me, I'm usually looking for a 5 o'clock meal with an early bird special. So this is getting up close to my bedtime here. Lots to do and it's fun. Actually, what happened is that Stripe, who does our credit card processing, they just screwed us over. They just read something that they think we do, and I can't convince this bureaucracy that we don't do it. So if we don't get a new place to process our credit cards, which is complicated because everybody's worried about what you're selling and all this kind of stuff. So there's a process. Usually takes a couple of weeks, and they didn't even give us that before. They're not going to process. So I don't know if I could process your membership this coming month. I have to wait for a few days until we get that. But now I want to talk about new programs, right? For today, February 28th, right? That's what we have. February 28th, new programs. Because tomorrow's the 29th, and tomorrow is the deadline for our free laptop computers. So we're giving out 25 free laptop computers, and tomorrow night at midnight is the last day to order. And then actually we start a new program right after that, and that's on the 4th of next month. We give out $40,000 in $500 or $1,000. You can do anything you want with the money. So we have an application out that tomorrow by midnight you have to file to get one of the free computers. And for the other application is up now for the 4th. And then we have another application on the 15th. Then we have another application on the 20th. And then we start giving out computers again next month on the 30th. So we're always giving out money. But what we do better is show you how to get more money and better money from government programs and nonprofit organizations. That's what you really want. You don't want our peanuts. But members find it very helpful. And this is what we do with our profits. And I was telling Stripe that you're not only hurting me, but you're hurting all these people that we give money to. Try to get their, passion bone. I don't know. Bureaucrats are just trying to please investors, and that's about it. I'm sure there's some different, but you know what I mean. But so now we're giving out grants, and that's it. And I got to tell you about another thing we're going to cover about another big fat good corporation giving out grants, and making a big deal out of it. We give out more than they do. And I'm going to cover that in a minute. I love bragging about that. It's an excuse to brag. I know the nuns would tell me not to do that, but they're not me, are they? No, and you have to know how legitimate this thing is. When people see a crazy clown like me doing this and telling them free money and you're going to change your life. Well, number two, I am a crazy guy, I guess, but that's relative. But it is free money. I can't guarantee you're going to get it, but there's a lot, and hundreds of millions of people get it. So and I have to get your attention. That's why I say things like that, because I have to fight, to get through the noise. If I sit here and say, well, the government has a lot of free money programs, and they're for people who want to do things, and you should apply, and you should, because it's out there. Who's going to pay attention? But if I say, hey, well, here, get $35,000 for pay your mortgage and your back taxes on your property taxes, yeah. Oh, that Vice interview, yeah, that was the start of what I was doing now, to tell you the truth. And I saw the feedback that people were giving me on that. And I said, oh, God, I got to get this stuff out to people. So this is a program, that's in Oklahoma. Now, they give out $35,000 if you have trouble paying your mortgage payments. Okay, and the income, I forget what it is, but it's usually way up there, maybe $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 and still get this money. But it's different in every program. And this is a program that's in every state. So you have to check your state. If you don't live in Oklahoma, and don't forget, I'm going to have all the links to the ones I'm talking about, like this Oklahoma one, will be in the description. It'll be in the chat on Instagram and in the description in Facebook, okay? So you go there and you can look at that. But then you have to do is find the local program like this, okay? Now for this, for the mortgage payments, you go to NCSHA, NCSHA, that's it. NCSHA.org. Just want to check it. I think okay. NCSHA.org. Oh, that's what I have here. Okay. NCSHA. Okay. Got to change that. NCSHA. Okay. Okay. NCSHA.org. Okay. You go there and you. They're telling me I'm going to run out of battery on one of my phones here. So I got to get that. NCSHA, and there'll be a map of the United States. Hold on, YouTube. I got to put a plug in. Okay. Don't want you to go out in the important part of the video. NCSHA, and put in your, click on your state and then call that office, okay, and see what their program is, if you're eligible and things like that. And if you're not eligible, you still have to go more, you have to work more. You say, oh shit, I don't have money. Now I can't get money to pay my mortgage or property tax. That's not true at all. That is a complete lie. That's only a lie to, that's only true to lazy people. You want to be lazy, you want to do it, fine. We all have lazy culture, so don't worry about it. You're not alone. You have to look more. And there's places to look more too. What you do is you go to 211.org or findhelp.org and put in housing, and you find you'll find hundreds of programs that people give out money, nonprofit organizations and other government offices to help you with housing, no matter what it is. And you get on the phone and start calling those people. That's what you have to do with everything. Things don't happen to you. You have to make them happen, okay? That's the only way. You got to go out there and make the rain happen. Okay, here's another one. $50,000 for from the American Rescue Act plan. Remember that? What was that, 2-3 years ago? Man, isn't that amazing? Okay, now this $50,000, it's in Scranton they're giving out. Remember Scranton? Who grew up there? Joe Biden. I went to school there too, Scranton Prep. I flunked out of it. But Scranton, that's where I'm from. And so good old Joe is. But they're giving out, still Joe money that passed about 2-3 years ago. They're just getting around to giving it out. And they're giving it to the small. They have a nice story here of little coffee shops getting $50,000. No cost at all. And so it tells about what they're doing and how they're going to make their business a lot better. See, the government, that's what the government wants to do. Because if you have a business and you're making it better, then they get more taxes. People are happier, they're working and everything. So that's the job of business, of the government. So that's right. You have to help them make their budget of giving out the money. If they don't give out the money, they're not doing their job. Okay. And they don't have marketing money. So they got to rely on people like me that are telling people about it. Here's another one. This is it is a program out in Illinois that's training people while they're in jail, okay, to work at clean energy jobs. So they're taking people that are getting out of jail, they're going to the jail, bringing experts in to train them how to get clean energy jobs, because clean energy jobs is the growth industry in our country now. There's so much money from the government that is going to build new factories and everything. So people, if you're sitting in jail and don't know what to do when you get out, and maybe just go do illegal things, because that's what you know how to do. But if somebody comes in and trains you to how to make 70 grand in clean energy with no education, man, now that's cool. So that's what they do. They're given they have a lot of money now. They're going into jails and prisons and training people who are going to get out soon so that they're skilled when they get out to get a good paying job. And there's usually wraparound services with this. That's what they call it. And other services, because when you get the education, but you need other help. Like where are you going to live? How are you going to pay rent? Transportation to get there and all that kind of stuff. So they like to help with those things too. So those programs usually have that. And that there's a lot of names for people when they get out of jail. One of the common ones that people have programs for is like returning citizens, which they are. They're citizens, We all do bad shit, just a lot of us don't get caught. That's all. So that's great. Grants to train inmates still in jail to get high-paying, clean energy jobs upon release. We have such an employee shortage. So if you want to go out and get a job, this is a good time. And you could get training like this too without being in jail. There's more than, of course, when you're not in jail. And that's where you want to go to the careeronestop.org. careeronestop.org. You go there, you put in your zip code, and you make an appointment with a counselor there. They know about dozens of programs in your area that do things like this. Then you can also go to your local community college. They have programs like this too. They're not like sit in the class learning algebra programs. These are programs that, training skills, how to make stuff, how to, use computers to make stuff and all this kind of stuff that's out there, because that's the new factory. A factory job isn't lugging steel around anymore. It's using robots and making the robots do it. Now that's pretty good. Okay, here's another. Okay, that's a high-paying free seminar to get 50,000 grants to work at home. Okay, that's right. Actually, this is a free seminars all over the country. The government has a special office now. It's a nonprofit organization called APEX. So they're APEX Accelerator, and every county has this, okay? This is a nonprofit organization that helps small businesses, and that means at-home entrepreneurs, to get grants from the government, okay? But you have to do work, so you have to have something to sell. You sell yourself, you sell your, maybe you make pasta at home and sell it to the government. They buy that kind of stuff, my sister framed pictures for the government, made like $1 million of business just out of her garage with that. And that's this. And see, what's neat about selling to the government, if you want to sell online or something like that, then you don't know how to do it. And you go to Google and find, I need help selling online. You'll find people that are just going to get thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for you to help you figure out how to do that. And you don't want to do that. So if you want to get a government contract, which is better than anything you're going to sell online, is that these organizations train you for free, help you get these contracts for free, help you with any legal problems for free. There's even grant money to help you do that for free. And it's all there. I mean, why pay? Just stay out of Google. You're going to wind up spending money that you didn't have to. And that's the biggest sin in our country, I think, is that people are spending money on stuff they don't have to. And that's fine. If you have money, you're welcome to do what you want with money. But people don't have money and don't know their options. Then they're getting sucked in, and then they're worse off because it won't work. And they just get more in debt trying to get out of debt. And that's what hurts my heart. And that's why I'm up at 9, 10 o'clock now and just trying to educate people about alternatives in life. And that's the most important thing we have is to know about alternatives, because the marketing in our country is all to make money for somebody. So they have to give you money, they have to charge you when there's an option down the street to do it free. And that hurts a lot. Okay, training inmates, $50,000. Here's a neat one. I like that. LegalZoom is giving $3 million, okay? Well, actually, no, they're not giving, LegalZoom is giving $1.5 million, okay? Let's see, let me get, if I can find that. Michigan, I didn't say that, Academy, anyway, so it is LegalZoom, $10,000 grants from LegalZoom. Now, LegalZoom and free legal help, that's what it is. I knew it was something like that. Okay, now here, I looked at that. Okay, they're giving what is it? Okay, $1.5 million, okay? $1.5 million. LegalZoom is giving, 1.5. Okay, now they're worth $2 billion, okay? $2 billion, okay? And So that's such a tiny fraction of what they are. So they're, they got this big press release. Oh, look at how good citizens we're doing, and whatever. And they're giving, 1/2 of 1% or 1/13 of a percent of what their worth is. Now, did I ever tell you about Lesko Help? We give out grants too. And over the past 2 years, we've given out over $1 million. And we only do about $1 million. So we give about half our business in grants all over every year. So that's 50% of our business. Now they're giving 1/2 of 1/18% of their business. I mean, if they gave the same percent, they'd be giving out $1 billion. Not $1 million, $1 billion. Now that could help a whole lot of people. But they're not going to do that, and it's not their fault. Is it? I don't know. Well, it's just interesting how they brag about it, to doing those things, and that's what it's for. That's why, to me, when companies do that, even me, I mean, they're doing it for a way to make money. They're not. It's not the people, that are in business just to help you, and the people who are in business to help you are .gov, G-O-V, and .org. So .coms like me and LegalZoom, they're .com, and so you have to be very suspect of their motives. And that's why it's safe. You don't know this well. You don't want to fool around with any .com, me or LegalZoom, anybody, because it's just not worth it if you don't know for sure. And how can you tell? Especially I guess like a clown. That you only want to deal with a .gov, G-O-V, and .org, which it means organizations, and that means they're a nonprofit organization. Okay, start a new business in town with $25,000 grant. Yeah, that's happening in Michigan. They're giving out $25,000 for people to start a business in downtown areas. I don't know where you live, but where I live, like here in Washington, D.C., we got a lot of empty storefronts. Okay, so what they're doing, not only giving you grants to put your business in there, they give you free rent. Now, it's different in every state and every city and every county and all this kind of stuff. So you got to check what are the rules and regulations and what you got locally. But yes, I mean, free rent is not nothing, because the government would rather have you take a flyer on maybe your business will stick and you'll eventually pay rent. And so it's worth investing in you. And then plus, if there's people on the street, more people will come on the street, and it'll help everybody else. So that's the way you grow. So somebody has to put the money up front to start this snowball going down the hill. And that's what government money's for. Okay. Here's another neat one too. 3 months of free training and to get a $27 an hour job when you have no degree. I mean, $27, $30 an hour job. That's pretty good money, unless you live in San Francisco or something. And no degree. And that's what's happening a lot. And they're taking low-income workers, giving them this training for 3 months. This is happening. This is California. All over California, they're doing this. So this is a National California grant. And it's to get people upgrade their skills, to upgrade their income, and be able to support themselves and others and families or whatever. And I think that's pretty cool. And again, this is all no degree. I mean, like 2/3 of our workers don't have degrees, and you need a skill. And now degrees are becoming less important than at least we thought they were. And people really need skill. So for a couple months, you get a skill that's worth the same or more than a college degree. Actually, half the people who finish college make the same as people who finish high school. That's amazing, isn't it? And I think that's in the first 10 years or something, or it goes down. But when they get out of college, then they're half of them are not making any more than if they never went to college. So that's interesting. Okay, now here's another a new program, $1,500 rent grant for seniors and people with disabilities. Now every county has something like this. This is in North Carolina, but it is. And again, all the links I talk about will be in the description below or in the chat on Instagram. So if you want, to know and look at what I'm talking about, it'll be there. Yeah. And there's more programs. See, when I say a grant or program, and you look at that and you say, well, I don't I'm not eligible for that. You can't stop there, please, because where you live, there are going to be so many things I'll never run into to talk about on a program like this. So you have to find them. When I talk about these, is to encourage you that these are the kinds of things. So you could see this link and say, hey, shit, that's a real program. You know, he's not pulling it out of his ears or whatever, a program like this. And that's why I put it this way. I show you. I'm not making this stuff up. I actually couldn't. I'm not that smart. That's why the jokes are in this ether, you know, just what's going on in the world. And that's the fun stuff. And that's what I want to show you and then encourage you to go out and find it. And a good place to start is with those two sources, 211.org and findhelp.org, because everybody you contact in there will never ask you for money. And that's the key. Stay out of Google. If you want to go on the internet somewhere, go in one of the artificial intelligence people. You know, what is it, Germain or something with a G? Yeah, Google's. It used to be called Bard. Is now something else. And I use OpenAI, which is chat.openai.com. And you could put in there like, can you show me grants in Wisconsin that will help me pay my bills, you know, and give me the websites. And then you could say how many you want, you know, and you say, oh, I'm looking for 20 grants to do this, you know, and then you see those and you call them and see, even if they don't have a grant for you, they're the best people to talk to about finding out who would have a grant for you. 80 years old using AI. Let's go. Yes, I mean, wait, I'm not dead. Yeah. And I want to contribute, I want to help people. So you have to learn the tools out there to help people or learn income. What you think or what you grew up to use probably doesn't work anymore. And so you have to go out there and find the new tools so you can contribute. And I think that's the name of the game, contributing. Then when you contribute, you can take care of yourself and you can take care of other people and also give back to society. And that's what we're here for. If you're not giving, or you know, there's a friend of ours here in the building, she has a tattoo that's like you're either helping people with some kind of pain and you're alleviating that pain, or that you're helping somebody do something else, you know. And so it's yeah, I mean, I think that's what we are. What are you going to do? You know, you're going to die like everybody? So am I. Yeah. But see, the secret to all that is, what I find as I get older, and I'm sure I always felt this, but I certainly didn't act on it because there were other pressures or whatever, is that it's selfish to give because it feels so good. You know, it's selfish to love. And if you love harder, then you feel better. So if you want to feel good, you have to love harder. And that's what we do at Lesko Help. Is the people that help you here, we're all just trying to love everybody. I mean, that's a tough job some days, but really do. And if you do it a little, then it opens your heart a little bit. You get a little crack of sunlight comes in there. And that feeds on itself. Ooh, that's pretty nice. I think I want to do that more. And then you open up a little harder and do it. I find for me, even saying the word love started opening my heart more. I mean, I'm growing up in the 50s and 60s as a male in the United States. We don't talk about love. What are you talking about? But yeah, women certainly do more. And that's why they're, to me, a more interesting creature, because they know more about real life, what's going on. That other part, we both have lots of parts in this, but that's a part I think men don't enjoy as much, or not trained to. I think they enjoy it even more. Express themselves in different ways to do that, maybe. Anyway, that's that one. What did I say? Oh, I know, here's another one. I really like this. In Colorado, they now have $5,000 for internet marketing grant, right? You're on the internet and you want to market, you know, and you know, if I only had $5,000, here it is. To start a new line of business or do anything. I mean, they have a whole bunch of things they're doing now, just trying to get people to start businesses, create income. And that's why they're giving out this money, and you're going to sit there and look at Google. No, this is not advertised in Google. You're not going to find it there. What the hell are you looking at Google for? How are you going to find somebody who wants to get your money? You want to get somebody else's money, unless you have it, of course, and you want to buy something. But if you don't, and you want to grow, and you want to do something in life, and contribute, and love other people, and open that heart of yours so that you can share love and everything, because that's infectious, or whatever that means. I flunked English, so I'm not any kind of wordsmith. Infectious, is that?
Infectious.
Infectious, okay.
Contagious.
Contagious, that's it. It is. So if you do it, and then you become more lovable, and then people like you more, and it just goes round and round and round. But if you're pissed off and mean, and the world is mean to you, well, it is. It's mean to everybody. You're not alone. You maybe got an extra dose this month, but the world's here to make you pissed off. This is why I think you should train yourself to be resilient. You're gonna get. That's why I went to get an MBA and whatever and do all this stuff. And they taught me like how to run a perfect business and all this kind of stuff. And I started doing businesses, and they're all failing. And I said, God, I can't even get a chance to run a perfect business. And then I realized, no, you can't train yourself to run a perfect business. You have to train yourself to run chaos. Every day you walk in, it's all screwed up. That's why you want to have a perfect life. No, don't train yourself for a perfect life, because it ain't going to happen. You have to train yourself for a screwed up life. So you become resilient by working on problems. So then you get any problem that you'll figure it out. If you do it, if you want it perfect, then you can't handle it, and then you go hide. and then when the next one comes in, you just do crazy things. You don't know. Any grants for people with disabilities to start? Yes. Yes, Jay. Absolutely. There's actually a nonprofit organization that specializes in that. And it's a national group, but you could start just by going to sba.gov and look for local assistance, and you'll find mentors that help not only people with disabilities, but anybody. I hear they even help white males now, under the new law. Yeah, it's a secret, though. I'm not really positive. Everybody thinks that's just for, because you see the programs now for special groups or whatever, and you think, oh, they only help that. That's bullshit, It's really for everybody. There are special programs for that because they were tougher to get, in certain categories of people. I mean, there's special grants for immigrants now to start businesses. They don't want people to start businesses. They don't even check if you're legal. Just go and say, I need help starting a business. And if something comes up, you have to be, well, then you worry about that then. Whatever. They're not police. They don't have time to do that. The police don't have time to do that. I just talked about a program yesterday or whenever that have grants for if your parents are both illegal. See, if you're born here, you're automatically a citizen. But if your parents weren't, then you're not. So they have programs now, grant programs for children of illegal parents. I mean, you don't know what's out there. Don't think you know. I don't know what's out there. That's why I have to read my ass off every day to find out what's out there, because it changes, and that excites me. About, oh man, so that excites me. Keep you being excited that, oh, there may be something really that I could really use, or somebody else could really use, and I could tell them about that. And inspire them to take it upon themselves to find out grants for, grants for the San Francisco Bay Area. That's the mother lode. Grants, yeah. What do you want to do? See, that's another thing. It's not like I want a grant. They're usually categorized. That's right. The one thing you want to do if you're a Lesko Help member is download our mini grant report, our state mini grant report. We have 500 mini grants for every state that we've researched for. It took us 5 years to complete that, okay? And so we have it for every state, so you can download your state. So any problem you have, whether it's in California or Kalamazoo, you see the best places to start, like to get rid of debt or get rid of paying bills. And then another group of grants to start a business or grow a business. another set of grants for getting a better job, or training, getting free training for your job, or even going to college and paying for that. All that group like that, or housing. A whole bunch of grants in your state for buying houses or fix up houses, things like that. And health care, legal help, or raising children, we got special. Or if you have a disability, a special state by state group, but just for people with disabilities. And that's why it excites me, because I know these are so really important programs. They can help a lot of people. But most people will try one or two and it doesn't work, and then they give up, and that's too bad. So that's why at Lesko Help, what we do is we're there all the time. Members helping members. We have even members going on our platform with live like this, and you can ask them a question, how they got money. See, me, you can't trust me, Yeah, I'm this clown who's been studying this 50 years. And that's why I want to get members more involved in this, because they know how you feel a lot better than I do. And that's why we have them help you personally. This is how I did it. This is whatever. And to me, you will take that more to the bank than anything I could say. I could maybe get your attention and keep you awake. But to understand what it means to the average person, I mean, they're better to do that than I am. Just like Tammy here, she's a golden warrior of helping people. And we have a lot of people like that do that, and I'm so proud of that somehow we're able to inspire people to do that. And, I got it, 80 years old, man. I don't know. It's fun, though. I mean, more fun. This has been the best time I've ever had in my life, and I had a lot more than I ever thought I would ever have. I had 2 New York Times bestsellers, and I flunked English in college. I flunked English in college. 2 New York Times bestsellers. I told that English teacher. And to be on all these talk shows, and I've done Oprah, I don't know, 3-4 times. I think I did Letterman 7 or 8 times. Larry King, probably a dozen. It was just free advertising. It was just the way I found out. I didn't have money to advertise my books. But if I got on a talk show, and then I found out, talk shows don't really care what you say, it's how you say it. So I love making a fool out of myself, and they love having fools on camera. We've even had presidents who do that. And it's fun, and life could be fun right up until the end. But I think the fun really happens if you're contributing. If you're not contributing, then that's not fun. So get out there and do anything. It doesn't matter what you do. There's no right thing to do. And the only right thing to do is nothing. Don't do nothing. The only right thing is a don't. Don't do nothing. That's the right thing to do. But you don't do that. That's sort of like a rabbit hole question there. I don't know. But it's important that you do something. It doesn't matter what it is. What you will do is different than me. Like stuff when I started this business, I remember telling my father, back in the 70s, you mean you're going to get something for free from the government and selling it for as much as you can? Wow. We made baby clothes. We had a small little baby clothes manufacturing company, my dad did. And he said, he like making stuff. Now we sell air. We don't make stuff, we sell air. That's more profitable. I'll tell you. I can't believe it. Look at the biggest companies now, like Facebook or something. I mean, they have a bigger value than probably General Motors or whatever, that has hundreds of thousands of people. Facebook has a small fraction of the same number of people, but they're splitting a lot more money. That's what it is. Well, listen, guys, it is getting past my bedtime, and I got to finish this, so I put the links in there, and you have all these links I talked about. I'll be back. And don't forget, members, I can't go live on Lesko Help 2 yet, but I will, I think like the 3rd or 4th of the month. We'll be back on live, and then we'll have Zooms also. We're planning on there, so you could talk to the other members who've gotten money and help and get personal help. And also, right now, we still have Sabrina. She does 2 sessions or 3 maybe, I forget. I think it's 2 every week, helping people for hours and hours. So there's a lot of personal help. $20, can't beat that. I should charge $20,000, tell you the truth, for millionaires, because they were going to become billionaires just by using this stuff. But they're not fun to work for. and I know they don't need the money. So I feel more important of helping people really need the money. And so then I don't want to charge money. I'd charge nothing if I could. That's why we only charge $20, and we give half of it back to you now. So back to you in the newsroom. See you later. Love all you so much. You've made my life just wonderful. Yeah, I wish I figured this out earlier, but you can't. You got to go through that growth. We all do. Where are the off buttons on this?